Anybody?
Having been around this rivalry game for a long time, what do you feel like separates this rivalry from other ones you've been around?
Yeah. So I think just everything's different in terms of we're on the west side, they're on the east side. Big school, small school, pickup trucks versus Audis. It's the whole thing. Beer versus champagne. I mean, it's the whole. Can I say that? Is that okay? It's everything. Everything is different about this one, I think. And I have been involved in a couple of rivalries in this league, and this one's pretty special, I think, and maybe because I've been a part of it for a while. But yeah, it's a good one.
And your most memorable Apple Cup?
Wow. I don't know if I have one in particular. Just being here these last, 8 years now have been pretty good.
There have been Husky coaches that have become Cougar coaches, but you might be the only one that's taken the other route.
Cougar coach becoming a Husky or Cougar?
Cougar affiliate becoming a Husky coach.
Oh, I think there's one more. You're missing one. I think Baird.
No, I'm talking head coach.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, it's been special, that's for sure, these last few days. Yeah.
Was it different? I mean, having played on the other side, was there any lingering feelings when you came back to UW as a coach, or what was that like?
No, we're all mercenaries anyway as coaches. Whoever pays us and puts food on the table for our kids, that's who we're rooting for. So, no, there's no. I get a lot of texts this time of year, though, from a whole bunch of Cougars, that's for sure.
Any plans on involvement of former players this week?
We got some speakers coming in. We do. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nick Harris had the shirt.
Yeah.
I pulled up after the snow game, so we don't lose to the Cougs. Any idea where that's at?
That shirt?
Yeah.
I'm sure he still has it someplace. Yeah.
Given the uniqueness that both teams enter the season with the head coach is no longer there, just how different, given now that you've had the first couple of games, experiencing that kind of change and turnovers, how unique does that make this game?
Maybe for you guys and the fans, for us, we're just trying to win a football game. I know for WSU, they're trying to win a football game. That's what we're trying to do, and they're practicing, we're practicing. But I think maybe for everybody else, it's unique. We're just trying to win a game, just like those guys are.
The thing everybody's going to be looking at pregame is Sam can play one more game and still maintain his red shirt. Can you give us any idea of what the plan is for Sam?
I could, but I have to kill you. So no, there's no. Not going to divulge no injuries, no quarterback updates. So you guys are probably done, right? We good?
You would update us on KDOT today.
Yeah, you know what? I changed my mind. So sorry. Yep, not going to give the Cougs anything right now. So.
Having not played against WSU since 2019, and obviously with a different head coach and everything, how are they different in this iteration of them?
I think the one thing they're doing different and effectively is running the ball, and I expect them to, run the ball against us, since that's been tough for us, especially in the second half of games. And so I expect those guys to run the ball, and their backs doing it. Borgie, number 21, is doing a nice job, and another quarterback that can move the chains with his feet too. So we're gonna have to do a good job stopping the run up front.
Being in a very similar situation as Coach Dickert in terms of being an interim coach who was DC, what can you say about the job that he's done to kind of keep that boat afloat?
Yeah, I think they've done a great job. Yeah, there's no question. They're playing good defense. Their quarterback's doing a nice job. Looks like they're keeping it simple and on offense, but they've got enough stuff to keep you off balance, and it's a different kind of offense that we've seen. No tight ends, no two backs, spreading you out, all that. So. Yeah, they've done a nice job over there.
You know Jake Elliott?
I don't, but he's done a good job.
With an extended run as an interim head coach, do you think maybe you should have been head coach somewhere along the line?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never, to be honest, I never thought about it. I've always enjoyed the role where I'm at, and I feel good about this role and what we're doing. And we have not been able to win these last couple games, but our kids have been playing really hard, and it's been a good experience doing this for the last few days.
Are you far from retiring? I know you've been in it 35 years.
I have. Thanks for reminding me again how old I am. I have a freshman in college and a junior in high school. I'm gonna have to work till I'm like 90 probably. So I got a ways to go.
What makes Max Borghi a difficult player to cover and to keep down?
You know, I think the scheme helps him. Certainly by spreading everything out and spreading the defense out, it creates lanes for him. And he does a nice job in terms of, he's got a nice little speed cut, and he does a great job with his stiff arm. I think he's underrated. I think the guy's doing a really nice job this year. We've seen him for a few years now, and I think this is his best year so far.
Can you talk a little bit about Cooper McDonald? I mean, I'm taking pictures, and it just seems like he's in every frame I'm taking. You know, what's the difference between him a year ago and now?
Yeah, just he's one of those guys that loves football. He'll be up in Coach Malloy's office for an hour after every single practice, watching the film. We'll meet tonight again, so he'll watch the film twice. He's a guy that wants to become a good football player, and he's going to study the game, and he plays with great effort.
And Carson Bruner, he just seems to be getting better every game as well.
Yeah, he is. He's a real slippery guy. I've told you guys before. He's got great natural instincts. I think that guy's going to be a really good player for a long time around here. It'll be fun to watch him play.
Braylon Trice got his first start last weekend. How did he grade out?
Good. Yeah, it was really good to see Braylon. I think that kid's got a lot of talent. I keep forgetting that he's, I think, technically still a freshman, and so he's got a huge upside as well.
We've seen a lot of Cam Davis the past couple of weeks. What have you seen from him as his role's kind of expanded?
Yeah, I've always liked Cam. I think he's a really good football player. He's a hard runner. And when we need, I mean, this time of year, it's hard on the backs because those guys get beat up. But I feel great about Cam. He's a good football player. I think you mentioned, I'd take the kid at linebacker. I think he's a tough kid. He's a good player.
As a staff, what was the plan for Sam just this entire year? I know you obviously weren't the head coach coming into the season. Just what was the general plan for him?
To be honest, I don't know what the plan was early on. I think, like anything, we have 4 games for these kids, and you got to kind of sift through that and make sure that you don't burn a kid's year for 5 games, and you just got to do right by the kid. If I assume that if we thought he was going to play earlier, he would have played. He played more, but I wasn't involved in that stuff earlier.
With the bowl game kind of being out the window but still having Apple Cup, what's your sense right now of the buy-in and the investment of the guys going into this final game?
These guys have been awesome again. We got a great practice out there. We got a ton of energy out there. These guys, I've told you guys this before, these guys have never, ever quit. I think you can watch college football, and I think you see some teams that are not playing as hard as they probably should. These guys are playing hard. We made mistakes, I mean, obviously, but they're playing hard. There is no doubt. Could not ask these guys to play any harder than what they're doing.
Well, what happened on that first fumble, on that first series? I've run back the tape, and I really can't tell. Was it a trick play of some kind?
No, it was just going to be a little, not really, it wasn't a trick play. It was just going to be a sweep. That was it. And, it was a bad exchange. Yeah, 14-point swing. Mm-hmm.
Is there anything fundamental where it seems like, Luke has had a great career and a good season? Is there anything specific in the 2 fumbles there, or is it just kind of something that happens?
No, I mean, Luke is one of our stalwart veterans. I mean, he's an awesome kid. He's a really good center. He's going to play in the NFL. And we had a couple bad exchanges. It seems like that's the way it's gone a little bit this year for us on offense. And other than that, that's what it was. Bad snaps. Mm-hmm. And the first one, bad handling by the quarterback a little bit too. It was on both of them.
This is going to be Race Porter's final game, and he's a guy who's really excelled this season, and it seems like he's been a great locker room presence for years now. What can you say about his tenure here?
Yeah, he's a walk-on kid that earned a scholarship. And you don't have a lot of punters and specialists that are leaders, like you said, and he is a leader. I think the kids really gravitate toward him, and he has great energy at practice, and you can see him after he booms a punt, he's fired up, and we're gonna miss that guy. He brings a lot to the table, especially as a punter.
Coach, being you're not bowl eligible this year, and this being a rivalry game, is this a situation where maybe a little bit more opportunistic to throw the kitchen sink and let it all hang out this game?
You're gonna have to buy your ticket. Oh, you guys don't have to buy tickets, so you got to come and watch the game.
You guys work on Thanksgiving Day?
We do. We'll have our normal, which would be a Friday practice for us, which is a kind of a big walkthrough, and then we'll have a little bit of Thanksgiving dinner for them. And then we give them a break, which we always do on Fridays, and we come back for our 5 o'clock meetings, and we go to a hotel.
Anything else for anybody? For the coach?
Good, thank you guys.
Yeah.